for all things Halloween. This is Hauntformer, and everyone, I am back with another official Hauntformer live stream. Now, I haven't done one of these live streams in a while, but I thought I would because I think they're pretty interesting and different. And one of the real reasons, honestly, is because I've been sick for the past several days. You can probably tell maybe a little bit in my voice, but I got the flu on Saturday, and thankfully we didn't have school today, but I've been out of work for the past couple of days, and honestly it stinks. Thankfully though, God's got my back, so I am getting better each and every day, so thank you all for supporting me even throughout me being sick. And of course, sadly, one of the worst weekends to get sick is right around the Halloween and Party Expo, possibly the greatest Halloween Expo of the year. I think it probably is. It's right up there with Transworld, but for haunters that can't afford some of the outstanding products at Transworld, the Halloween and Party Expo will certainly do. So, with that being said, I think it's probably one of the, if not the best, Expo for Halloween fans. That being said, though, the question today is, was this year the best for the Expo? I think that's a really difficult question to answer, but I'm going to try to answer it with a possible yes. I've seen footage from years past, and years past had some pretty good stuff too, so it's really hard to say. However, from the stuff I've seen this year, it looks pretty good. They have some runway performances with some of the costumes from vendors such as Trick or Treat Studios, and I think that is really cool. We're also getting more videos this year, maybe not as many as I'd like, but we're getting more videos from channels such as Toasty Unavailable and some other people, and a lot of photos online that have definitely helped map out the expo. I know a few years ago, a gentleman, I can't remember his exact name, but he posted a full video of his kind of tour of the expo, and I think that was awesome too. If I ever get a chance to go, I will try to make sure to film, definitely. But until then, I can only rely on the people on the interweb to, kind of show us what the expo is all about. And this year looked to be pretty cool. There were a lot of things that were shown to us, a lot of things that were leaked, and I'm really excited to talk about some of those things. One of the big things was a look at some of the Morbid Enterprise characters that we saw from the catalog. Now, if you haven't seen my video of the catalog, make sure to check that out. But I did get to look through the catalog, and they had some pretty interesting things. Now, some people have talked about the fact that some of the characters' dialogue sounds a little wonky, most notably the Joker. And I do understand where they're coming from. I had the same dilemma a few years ago with the animated mannequin. But the thing is, Morbid Enterprises, at times, will change out the audio. I don't know why exactly they do this, either copyright reasons or they just don't have the full audio yet, so they just put in a different track for the expo just to have some sort of audio. But if you're worried about audio, wait until you see the final videos to make your final decisions. That's what I would say. Also, we've got a ton of characters from, I think, is this Seasonal Visions? I'm looking through some of the videos now. This one I'm looking at from Soulcrane Entertainment. I'll try to shout out whoever I can throughout this stream. But one of these things was Distrobing Ghoul. I thought that looked pretty cool. There are several of them. I don't know if Techie Toys was there, because I don't remember Techie being at the expo in the past, but there is a supposed Slenderman prop. Now, whether it's, an actually Efficient's licensed Slenderman prop, or if it's just a, like a tall man, no matter what, I guess it's kind of interesting. There are some disappointing features of this character at the same time. One is that he actually talks and does sort of have a face outlined, and it lights up, which kind of takes away from the surprise of actually having it be Slender Man, seeing that Slender Man, doesn't really have a face. But if this character is in fact being sold in stores this year, I think it'll certainly make an impact if they can get the name Slender Man. So, all the hope out to them. Because I do know another company by the name of Creepy Twist Productions, Ghoulish Enterprises. They kind of sell their products, but they were making a mask, based off of Jeff the Killer, but since they can't officially call it Jeff the Killer, they had to call it Jay the Killer, which is also a bit unfortunate, seeing that, it could have been really cool to have a Jeff the Killer official mask, but that's okay. That was also at the Expo, too, in case you missed that as well. California Costumes was also at the Expo. I can't tell on their Instagram. It looks like there might be a new Big Mouth mask based off a clown character, which is pretty cool also. And let me get to another page here. Ghoulish Productions, like I mentioned, was also there. I can't tell if that's... I think that's a Judge Dredd mask and a Spawn mask for you superhero lovers. There's definitely quite a bit to say the least. Trick or Treat Studios, as I mentioned before, was at the Expo. They released kind of a look at in-life look at their Slappy dummy prop. It's not really a dummy, but it's pretty cool. And I think they got a lot of people noticing their new Chucky mask from, I think that's Bride of Chucky, which is also pretty cool. Shout out to Trick or Treat Studios, because they do quite a good job every year. Some more characters that are at the Expo included these characters that actually were holding little kids. Now, as scary as that might seem, these characters, I'm pretty sure, were based off the 2016 Krampus that we saw at Transworld. Now, the Krampus at Transworld, of course, had fully animated kids, and the ones here just kind of have limp little bodies. But, I mean, for an amateur kind of style, you're getting what you pay for. We're also seeing some pop-out-of-the-box little monsters at the same booth, and what appears to be a large nutcracker head. Now, you can leave in the comments below what you think that is. I don't know if that's a prop or a mask or something you hang on your wall, or if it's supposed to even be scary, because I couldn't really tell. It looked a little creepy. Then again, most nutcrackers do, but I don't know if that was supposed to be some sort of creepy Christmas lineup or something, but you can let me know in the comments below. Another thing I thought was interesting is they had what appears to be a teeter-totter and like a Ferris wheel ride of sorts, which is also really cool. Reminded me of the Haunted Mansion in a way, and also reminded me of the Zombie Baby Playground we saw at Spirit Halloween quite some time ago. I doubt most of these props, if any, will be at Spirit Halloween, but I do think it would be rather interesting to see those back with the zombie babies. Another interesting character that I think caught a lot of people's attention is this giant jack-o'-lantern monster that lights up. I think it looks really cool and rather professional. I'm pretty sure it comes in a lot of different pieces, kind of like the smoldering zombie, but I think it's still pretty cool, needless to say. Another company that was also at the Expo, which I'm a pretty big fan of, is Distortions. Now, while I don't have really any Distortions Unlimited characters, I do see them and they look great. One of my favorites this year being the Mummy, which is actually not too expensive, and it reminds me of the alien death prop we saw a few years back, except this time we are getting a shriveled up, corpsed mummy, which looks pretty cool if you ask me. And they also have some sort of exorcism prop too. We're also getting some more zombies. One of them kind of looks like the Twilight Twitcher, as a few people have mentioned, which is also pretty neat. And in this video, it just goes back to showing the Slender Man prop. And more of the morbid props, too. There are really a lot of things that happened at the expo this year. They not only do they show all of these different props and characters from different companies, but they also give different classes on how to properly set up your kind of franchise or business, if you will, to communicate with customers, dealing with Halloween products. You can take classes on maybe pumpkin carving and different design features of your businesses, which is really cool too. So even if you're a business or someone just waiting to look around, there are so many things to see at the expo. And if I ever get to go, which I really hope to, I think it'd be really awesome. There's so many people to meet too. I saw people, I think Toasty got to meet Ed Udmans, which is awesome, the creator basically behind Distortions, and I think Justin Mabry and some of the group from Trick or Treat Studios was there, which is really awesome. Really, it looks like a fun expo, and while I can't really judge if it's the best one that we've seen, because all of them really are unique and special, I think this one definitely stands out as being one that a lot of people will focus on. Because a few years ago, I don't think people realized that the expo was even happening. And now it seems like a lot of people have shifted their attention to look at what I think is a pretty fun and one of the best expos of the year. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed this pretty long kind of rant, if you will. But if you did, leave a comment below, and I would like to know, what is your favorite prop or favorite event from the Halloween and Party Expo for 2017. Guys and gals, it looks like it's going to be an awesome year. Make sure to subscribe, and remember, as always, for all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer.